Good morning. I am Miss Smythe. I am one of the counselors here at Manual High School, and I'm going to be guiding you through our lesson this morning on suicide prevention and mental health wellness. So you should have just wrapped up watching a video from Erica's Lighthouse. That's kind of a good primer on depression and what depression looks like. And now I'm going to share with you a few discussion opportunities for you to be able to deepen your learning about some of those concepts in that video. So today you're going to be able to define what depression is, explain that there isn't just one reason why people get depressed, there isn't just one way that depression looks, recognize that depression can get better, and we're going to show you how to find support, explain that good self-care is a key piece to managing depression, and you're going to be able to define self-harm and suicidal thoughts. And understand that they're symptoms that we need to take very seriously. So this is the video that you just finished watching. And first, I would like you all to take a second to discuss what are some of the signs and symptoms of depression that you remember from the video. So pause here and take a second to discuss. All right, so to review, some of the symptoms of depression include depressed mood, sadness or irritability, loss of interest or pleasure in activities, change in weight or appetite, change in sleep, feeling sped up or slowed down, fatigue or loss of energy, feelings of worthlessness or guilt, trouble concentrating or making decisions, and thoughts of death or acts of self-harm. So as you can see, some of these symptoms are pretty typical, kind of what you would think of when you think of someone who's struggling with depression, but some of them are a little less common and more unique, but that they're still symptoms of depression as well. So let's take a second to discuss again, this time, what is stigma? And what are some examples of stigma that some of the students in the video experienced? Pause here to discuss. All right, so to review, stigma is the belief that you share, if you share that you need help, you will be disrespected or disgraced. So here at Manual High School, we discourage this behavior. We really encourage you to reach out for help. Find a safe person here at school that you can reach out to if you were ever needing help or assistance. All right, so we're going to take a second to get out our Chromebooks and pull up your grade level Google Classroom. There you're going to find some student stories that you can read. So I'm going to let your homeroom teacher give you some more guidance on whether they want you to work independently or if they want you to work with a small group, but you're going to be selecting one student's story to read about that student's experience. So pause here so you can take some time to read. All right, after you're finished reading, you can think about these questions if you read independently or discuss with your small group. What was going on in their life when the student experienced depression? Why was it so hard for the student to talk about their depression? What self-care strategies did they use? And who did the student seek support from? Again, you can pause this video, take a second to discuss. As we're having this conversation, I want to take a second to define two key terms here. Suicide, that means a death caused by self-directed injurious behavior with intent to die as a result of that behavior. And then self-harm, which is when people intentionally hurt themselves or put themselves in dangerous situations because they're feeling a lot of pain and don't know what else to do. And this is often a sign of emotional distress. So what would you do if a friend of yours was feeling suicidal and turned to you for help? Pause this video to take a second to discuss. All right, so I hope some of you in class were able to come up with that you should definitely reach out to a trusted adult at school if a friend shares with you that they are feeling suicidal. Oftentimes you may hear a friend say, hey, this is a secret. I want you to keep this secret for me. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble if you share this with anyone. It doesn't matter. please, 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 if someone shares that they are feeling suicidal with you, it is imperative that you tell a trusted adult here at school. So while we're thinking about it, take a second to reflect on who 2 people are here at school that you would find to be trustworthy and reliable. And you may even want to share those resources or those people with your friend too, but we want you to reach out directly again as well if a friend of yours is sharing that they are suicidal. All right, so here are some resources, some people that are available for you if you are struggling. This is the counseling team here at Manual High School. I'm Laura Smythe. I am the freshman counselor for Manual students, and here are the rest of the counselors here. If you're unfamiliar with who your counselor is, take a second to look at this list and identify who your counselor is. And then here on the bottom, it says that if you have a non-emergency situation, feel free to reach out to us via the counselor request form, which you can find on the counselor website. And that concludes our lesson today on suicide prevention and mental health wellness. So we're going to ask that everyone get out their Chromebooks again, get back on your grade level Google Classroom where you saw the student stories, and now you're going to click on where it says Student Response Google Form. Everybody needs to complete this form before we dismiss from homeroom today, and that is that. Last but not least, here's another resource for you, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are ever experiencing any mental health distress, this is a lifeline that is available 24/7. And all you got to do is just dial 988. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.